Good morning. Welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz, and we are live from CTV Sports Studios. We're at the Grand Champions Polo Club, and we have a doubleheader for you today. The 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. They started out on Friday, 4 teams battling it out. Looks like they're all ready to go. Love that. Everybody lined up, and so we're going to jump right into it. This is going to be our consolation final as we are live on Field 3 at the Grand Champions Polo Club. And we have two strong teams for you. I'm going to break down the games that went on Friday, but let's kind of go through the teams here while they're getting this first chucker. Beautiful weather in southern Florida, so thank you for joining us here on CTV Sports on a Sunday fun day. And Field 3, if you watched on Friday, was like that. And Tamacho Pieta is going to get his first goal of the day, but it was very, very fast, very smooth. Great job by our field crew. It was almost, as they said, a little bit, it was running so fast that balls are being hit off the field left and right, and just so it's going to be a lot of fun because the teams today, now they kind of have an idea of just how quickly and smooth this field is playing, so it should be some live, wide open polo. We're going to go with Audi and they're going to be in their black jerseys today. That was Camacho Pierres scoring the first goal of the day. Sugar Erskine will wear the number 2 in the camo helmet. Mark Ganzi will wear the number 3 in the black helmet. And then Enrique Bueno, we call him Ricky. He is one of our producers here at the CTV Sports Studios, also works with the Polo School, and is playing very well. Had a great summer up in Aspen. And he's going to wear the number 4 today. So they'll play a complete 4-player rotation, Audi black, and going up against Amaro Polo. And they had a very, very tight game against Newport on Friday. And they're going to use Scott Sbarro in the front. He scored 3 goals on Friday. Been playing very well here in the fall season, Scott. Nice to see him back with the Amaro Polo team. They'll have Jason Crowder wearing the number 2 right here in the off red, kind of maroon helmet. And then Joseph Schwartz will wear the 3. And I just had a 21st birthday last week. So happy belated birthday to Jason. To Joseph, I apologize. And then Chris Campson, he'll captain the team, number 4 right here. And Chris playing great also. They lost by a goal to the 79 team. I apologize, to Newport on a stellar game on Friday. But here we go today. This is our consolation final. Remember, we will have a doubleheader for the Pedro Morrison Memorial. And we'll move from Field 3 to Field 4. So you're going to get a lot of the action. If you're in town, go ahead and shoot down. You know where the number 1 and number 2 fields are. 3 and 4 are right there in the vicinity. But here we go. First sucker action. 1-0, a goal by Camacho Pierres. And we get the outlet pass coming from Camps is going to find Crowder. Jason. Looking down here for Joseph. Smooth play right here from Joseph, not rushing. Enrique's going to have to keep his eye on Scott, and that's going to give Joseph an easy shot on goal. And a good job there by Scott Sbarro to go ahead and kind of set up a little gimme. Get the decoy going right there. See how Ricky's got to kind of keep an eye on Scott. He can't make a play on Joseph or he fouls for a penalty 1. Scott pushes his man to the right, which kind of opens the floodgates, makes it an easier shot for Joseph. Good teamwork. 1-1 here. We are using the courtesy change halfway through the game. Our mount official today is Gaston Dorniak. He will be working as our single umpire on the field, mounted, and then I, myself, and 2 other producers here in the CTV Sports Studios will work as the second, third, fourth man. 3 men here in the booth, in the IRO booth. If they need any help, Gaston can call in. We do have all of our angles covered today with our 2 end zone cams, center cam, and our drone. So that gives us the ability to see, and you, not just us, but also our viewers, to see all the different angles. And we'll break the plays down for you all day long. If you are new to the game of polo, let us know in the Facebook conversation. We always like to try to fill in some Polo 101 when needed. And, well, it's all about Pedro Morrison, and what a man, gentleman he was. This is a huge tournament for everybody to win. A lot of his friends, family are out. Pedro, he had the simpatico polo team. I'll be talking about that during the finals. As I talked about it a lot on Friday, I actually had the opportunity to manage and captain many of his teams when we played. And what a super guy. A lot of fun to play with, just big energy, and that extends. I've talked to a lot of his friends over the last couple days, so we're always thinking about you, Pedro. We love you. All right, I'm back after the courtesy change, and remember, they will switch directions after every goal scored for the same sun, wind, field advantage. And here we go. So we're going to have the Amaro team in their white and gray jerseys, fashionable, I should say, headed towards the Orlando goal. This field runs north and south, field number 3. And Audi Black will be headed toward Miami. That ball's going to go out of bounds. We are playing the fall season without boards here today, so that was one part of the game, and especially in the finals, we're going to see that. The Audi team gave up about 6 possessions, so you need to change your game plan a little bit when you don't have the boards. The boards do give you the ability to try different plays, and so we'll see how both teams adapt to that as the game goes on today. 1 minute left here. Deferred chucker turned around by Crowder. Jason on the gray pony, looking to send it forward. Loose ball play. Now it's going to be a give and go off of Campson, looking for Scott, and just enough. And we'll see if that's going to count, or does he get caught on the right-of-way violation here? Watch number 3 right here on the black jersey. Kind of comes in on the angle there, so he might have a foul on this play. We're going to check this out. And we'll have to take a look. So they're going to go ahead. Okay, so that's going to end the chucker right there. So goal's going to count. So they're going to say no foul on the play. And as the time expires there, ball's still in the umpire's hand. So 2-1 after 1. This is the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial Constellation Final live from the Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 3. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz, live from the Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 3, 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial Constellation Finals. Audi Black and Amaro Polo in their fashionable, we'll call them off-white today, but they're kind of a gray mix with black, kind of very, very cool-looking jerseys. Out of the bowling here, picked up nicely by Chris Campson, and KK going to get clean air right from the bowl-in and busted loose. And he gets out here, and Jason's got, looks like Camacho on his hip, so nobody there, and so an easy goal for Campson, and they mix it up very well. If you're just joining us, welcome. We do have the doubleheader for you, as we said. We'll start here, and then we'll take a little break just to move the cameras and reboot everything, and we're going to move right over to Field 4 for the finals of the Pedro Morrison Memorial. Audi right now, Camacho, Pieta's wearing the 1, Sugar Erskine wearing the 2, Mark Gandy, Cobra wearing the 3, and Enrique Bueno wearing the 4. Amaro, Polo, Scott Samaro wearing the 1, Jason Crowder wearing the 2, Joseph Schwartz wearing the 3, and Chris Campson wearing the 4. Here we go. 3-1, keeping that lead going, and well done, Chris. So this is that's how they like to do it, this Samaro team. Around the corner here, Campson just gets control and has everybody flat-footed inside the 60, so no need to really rush. He kind of gets around the corner, tries to pull a man towards him to make a play. Nobody comes to make a play, so he just kind of sneaks by, gets the finish, and going to open up this 3-goal lead on the bowling. And right now, it has been all Amaro winning bowlings. Comes off a pony, breakaway coming, and looks like it's going to be Cobra. MG on the move. Good pickup here. Now that drop in there, look at how nice this pony runs. It looks like that's going to go just wide, but very, very smooth running horse. As we've seen a lot of great horses here. In the fall season, you will see some younger horses. We were talking about that. You see some younger horses that are coming up. Also, you see a lot of horses that are preparing, maybe finished off the summer a little late, or are getting ready for the winter season. Enrique Bueno tries to get a piece of it. Then Joseph jumps on the loose ball play. And now Ricky's going to have to deal with Scott. And Scott's going to get a piece of it and finish the play as that ball is going to go off the field just wide, but a nice coast-to-coast run there by the Amaro team. I was asking the other day, and this beautiful steel gray that Camacho Pieta's wearing, I believe it's Kari is her name, set to lead the breeding operation. Beautiful looking mare. I remember seeing her play this summer at the Aspen Valley Polo Club. Remember AspenValleyPoloClub.com if you're up in the Aspen area. And remember, it is located in Carbondale. And if you know the area up there, you have Glenwood Springs on one side, and you have Aspen, and Carbondale sits in the middle. Takes about 30 minutes, 35 minutes to get from Glenwood to Aspen. Beautiful, beautiful valley there. And we play polo there July, August, into September. So if you're looking to play polo in the summertime, you can prepare yourself for there. A lot of players do. Our polo school is in session, and a lot of players do use the Polo On Demand program. Here's a nice shot of Enrique Bueno, number 4, and Camacho Pieta's. Camacho actually was out in Aspen and took the family home. His daughter's playing, and of course his beautiful wife. And they spend the summers there. That's one of the greatest things also about Aspen. There's a lot of opportunity for beginners and younger players to play. As not just a polo school, but they have different leagues that gauge the polo for people. And then, like I said, if you have a family member that does not play polo, well, there's a lot of activities in the mountains there from fishing to golfing to biking, just incredible fun. Fantastic area. Check it out, AspenValleyPoloClub.com. Here we go. A little time out there. I don't know if they went with the Kersey change. I think they probably did. And it's going to be picked up here and brought in by Audi. Backed up cleanly. Going to be turned around by the Cobra. MG. Stolen away there by Campson. Too much room. Good non-call. Notice the space in between the two players. They come together. Campson takes it out of the air. Very well done. And now the give and goes. And this was worked very, very well on Friday with the Morrow team, moving the ball on their one-time passes. Back Campson. Chris. Down the center, looking for Joseph or Scott. Scott's going to come from left to right. Gets a piece of it. Good positioning here by Enrique. Everybody overrides. They leave it for Schwartz. And now Jason will take it over. Well done, Jason. Good little turn, but too far. And Sugar is going to sneak it out in front of him here. And watch out. Erskine on the breakaway. Has room to work here. A little bit of a miss hit. Comes off the pony. Turn around and controlled by Sabaro. Good ball control here again by Scott. Looks like Tamacho just kind of pushing him wide, but Scott is going to use this ability. And look at this. Scott, tough on the goal shot, but a very well played ball to turn that ball and get it going out in front of Piedes. They come together one more time. Sugar. That is a good, clean meet there. Good non-call, but the players were far enough apart. Now Enrique. Good. Oh, did that ball carry in? As Enrique Bueno was there. And we will see if it actually made it through or if it... And no, just wide. So they'll get it one more knock in. And as you can see, as the clock ticking down here, it's going to be Piedes, and he is going to start out quickly to get this ball going down the field. Down by 3 now. They could use it, so good head on his shoulder there. Good time management by Tamacho Piedes. But it might work against them as Scott, with time ticking down, this could be a buzzer beater play, and still had time. Turned around by Erskine, and now that'll end. So, wow, it looked like they went for the quick knock-in there, the Audi team, and then it was a broken play in the middle of the field. Scott Sabaro turned it around with 17 seconds on the clock, had the opportunity, but it gets saved by Erskine, and we'll get everybody on some fresh ponies, and we'll be back for our third Chucker play. Stay with us here on CTV Sports. Welcome back, everybody, for our third Trucker Play. Happy anniversary to the club, going on 19 years. And we were talking about I actually met some people for lunch. They were talking about all the flags, a number of different clubs, different countries, and how it was kind of a focal point, a staple of what, knowing that the polo winter season is in range and coming back. So they always love seeing that. And then we were talking about the actual trees and everything in that hedge line over there where you see the CTV Sports van, and talking about how, but just under 20 years, how they have grown to be a wall and almost 30 feet high, 20 plus. And you can see the cars right there, how much taller they are then. On the other side is field 2. We get a whistle here. Let's break this down. They come through Camacho, and then Campson's going to ride in from behind. So number 1 in the black has control. The player in the light jersey comes from behind. Needs to either go near side there on the left side or make a ride off. But no contact made. So they're only about, 10 yards from the center there, and no need to move that ball to the 60-yard line. So they go ahead and leave it at center, and then with the penalty 5B, and then we get another penalty. So let's break this down. This ball's going to come, same. That was exactly the same foul. So this time, though, you notice how there's a little rub, which is an uneven rub when they went through there, kind of like NASCAR, trading paint, even though it was at a slow pace. So that'll move that one up to the open goal penalty 3, and it's going to be MG. Oh, no, Mark, off to the side. And that's not like him. Wow. That's too bad. Now we get a little tack time, and this is up close and personal to see how this tack time is working out. We have number 4, Chris Campson, working with his teammate, Joseph Schwartz, number 3. This is a legal play in polo. When you do have a tack problem, you may fix it on the field, or you can ride over to your team and either so a lot of times they might let the player just change horses, keep the game going, depending on how severe the tack issue is. But that was kind of cool because they were actually facing each other, and Chris was helping Joseph get his reins adjusted. Now remember, on the polo field, most players, they do use 2 sets of reins. So you're going to say a set either a running rein or a draw rein, they call it, that hooks to the saddle and gives you kind of a pulley system with a straight rein on the bottom part, either a gag or in the pelham. You might see the same thing, but in the rings. So it gives players more control and for safety on the field. So they get that fixed up, and here we go. 4-1 still in the third chucker. And I think Joseph's going to jump on another one here. And just good passing. Not really, did it go off the side? I guess it did. So no goal, or did it? No goal. So we'll take that one back, and we'll still stay at the 4-1. I apologize about that. Camacho's going to take quick knock and wearing the number 1, but they're going to rotate around. Enrique's wearing the 4, and you see Enrique there. He's Camacho on 6 goals, and Enrique on, I believe he's an A-rated or 1-goal player. So they'll move it around a little bit. On the move, picked up here, taken out by Crowder. Gets the back shot done. looking for Joseph, and he's going to get caught with his hand in the cookie jar here. This is a play where just bad luck. If Joseph actually makes the first near side play, watch this, when he gets backed out of here. If he makes his first play, he might get away from it, but after he swings once and then he goes for the second swing, his horse falls over the right-of-way, and looked like number 3 there in the black kept riding down the right-of-way. And this is going to hurt because that ball was inside the 60, and even though the Audi black team had a back shot at goal, they'll move that ball closer to the goal because of having the shot. And that is one of the criteria of people where I was having a clinic. We were talking and with some of the students, and they were talking about the criteria of moving the ball closer on a penalty shot that is inside the 60-yard line. You remember the 60-yard line? That is a penalty 4. It's defended. All players will be 30 yards from the ball. And they can line up where they cannot line up behind the ball. They used to allow that, believe it or not. They allowed players to line up 30 yards anywhere on the field on penalty shots. Now they make you can still be, it's not an issue behind on a 5, but any of the other 4, 3, or 2 you have to be. So it's going to be a 3 from the 40, open goal. Oh, no. Oh, that's not like you, Cobra. So Morrow's going to dodge a few bullets here. As just one off to the left, the other one off to the right. So they'll need to regroup a little bit. And Crowder says, okay, let's take advantage of it. And he's going to try to run this one out on the chestnut pony, backed up cleanly by Erskine. And it looked to me like, yeah, Camacho Piedras is going to get here. Watch when this ball gets backed. And the number 1, right there in the gray helmet, Camacho Piedras, turns his pony up, gets on the right of it. Watch the tail shot. There's the angle. Now watch number 1 in the white. Black, he turns up, and he's on the right of way. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not a bad play maybe for Joseph Schwartz to try to go because it was so quick. And if Camacho doesn't turn quick enough, then Joseph gets away with that play. And 9 times out of 10, he might have got lucky here that he had it from the spot, because sometimes that ball might get moved. Center was only about 10 yards, and they would need to have a player downfield to get a penalty 4. So they go with the penalty 5A, and we're back to the action. Backed up cleanly, and oh no, this is what Audi has some issues with on Friday, keeping the ball, as we say, between the boards or between the lines, and we'll get another possession play on the change of possession for Campson and Amaro. Nice play by Chris, looking for Joseph. That ball might go on its own. Well done, Joseph Schwartz. Picking up a second goal of the day. And look at this power polo. One big ball from Chris. And look at how well hit, nicely that swing was. He just takes a nice swing, easy swing, Joseph. And that ball still carried a good 10 yards through the goal. I love Scott Sabaro, number 1. He's always cheering his teammates on, always giving them encouragement. They're a true team player. On the move is going to be Chris Campson. They're going to click down to almost 2 minutes here with a 4-goal lead. So that'll be a good place to be at halftime. Chris, and that ball's got eyes. Well done, KK. And Chris will get his hat trick, picking up his 3rd goal of the day. As you can see right there, nice neck shot. Shoots always to the far post. keeping our cameraman safe down there. And back to the center we'll go. So back to back as the Amaro team doing a good job mixing it up. Controlled by Erskine Sugar. Turned around, and now it's going to be Campson. KK ate his Wheaties this morning. I know he has his son, and they just had their oldest son just had a birthday. I saw that he had gotten a motorcycle, so that seemed like a lot of fun. And look at this. On around they go, and you cannot slow them down, as now it's going to be Scott to get in there. So everybody on Amaro picking up goals, and this is, again, just shoot, hit, and shoot. Don't waste any time. 7-1. Wow. And they are on track here. Remember, 13 goals means your offensive attack is working, and they are doing very well. Look at this. And Schwartz is going to take one out to finish the first half here with 22 seconds on the clock. Tamacho is going to get down there, control this ball. Needs to watch out here. Scott is going to shade him a little bit. Try to get him to release it. And that ball gets picked up by Campson, and they still have time here. And that should take it down. Yeah, so that'll end it right there, our first half. So 7-1, a very strong half here by Amaro Polo. One for Scott, one for Jason, 2 for Joseph, and 3 for Chris. Well done, mixing it up very well. And Audi, with their first goal of the game, has not been successful since. So we'll see what kind of plays they draw up here at halftime. And we'll go to a little break, but the players should probably be right back out. So we'll get ready for our second half. Stay with us here. 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial Constellation Final. Welcome back, everybody, to CTV Sports. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Halloween weekend, and a lot going on here in the Wellington, Florida area, Palm Beach area. They had Halloween Horror Nights over at the fairgrounds. They have that every year. Looks like everyone's had a lot of fun. So a lot of Instagram. We had a little fun here ourselves at CTV Sports. And big shout out to our tournament committee and everybody on a Halloween weekend. Let's go back to Friday. Right now, and if you just join us, Audi Black, Tamacho Piedras, Sugar Erskine, Mark Ganzi, Enrique Bueno, Amaro in the light jerseys, Scott Sabaro, Jason Crowder, Joseph Schwartz, and Chris Campson. 7-1, and it's all been pretty much just good shooting and a lot of unanswered goals. It was Audi scored the first goal to Machapiedez, and then ever since that, it was Jason and Joseph at first, making it 2-1 at the end of the first, and then 2 more goals by Campson, making it 4-1, and then another 3 unanswered goals, and made it 7-1, and that gave everybody a goal on the Amaro Polo team. So, Audi not really making any mistakes or anything. They didn't have actually they missed 2 open goals, so that hurt a little bit. But that's not like them. They're usually pretty strong on the penalty line, but it does happen sometimes, like any sport. Congratulations to Los Angeles winning the World Series. Dodgers, man, what a game. I mean, baseball just been unbelievable, so congratulations to all the fans there. And I hope you had a happy, safe, and fun. And if you had kids, I hope they had a great time trick-or-treating. And but today here at the Grand Champions Polo Club, CTV Sport doubleheader for the Pedro Morrison Memorial. Pedro had a simpatico polo team, Simpatico Farms, right here in beautiful Wellington, Florida, off of South Shore Boulevard. Just an amazing player, a lot of fun, super genuine, giving individual. And I know a lot of his friends and family will be out today, so we want to thank them for coming out and supporting. And let's see if Audi Black can get to the way these Audi Black jerseys usually play. Wow, they are not having any little luck with the sideline. We talked about that on Friday in their one game. They hit the ball like 5 times. And remember, that is a change of possession, so it goes to the opposing team. And today, I think they're on number 3 already. So they got to keep an eye on that. And like you said, Field 3, very, very fast. If you are in the area, you can go to gcpolo.com. And Enrique Bueno on the move. Ricky. Oh, no, Rick. Now it's been picked up by the Cobra. Good ball control. Hill override. Joseph elects to take it across the goal mouth. A little bit of a dangerous play, but the way they've been playing, why not? It's going to stay on the field. Turned around by Gansey. And MG will work it in. Goes by 1 player, by 2. Got room here. Cleaned up by Joseph, who was sitting in the rumble seat. And I remember this bay pony. He played this dark bay in the 4th chucker on Friday. Gets a lot done on it, but now shoes on the other foot. He's going to have a little trouble right there. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. And now this is going to be a one-time, one-shot, either at goal or a pass. The ball went out of bounds inside the 60. As you see right there, Tomas Piedras has to take the one-timer. Good defense here by Crowder. And they'll turn the defense into offense. Bad luck there. Looked like Tamacho was using a little bit of a quicker hit, just kind of catch people off. Maybe not lined up well, but these guys have not missed anything today. I mean, Joseph is playing very, very well. Joseph starting off the first half. And as I said, as a team, doing a great job. They, on their Friday thing. We have a courtesy change going on. On our Friday games, Newport went up against Amaro, and it went to overtime. So it actually was 1-0 Newport. They're going to play in the finals against Sebi Lion. Audi played against Sebi Lion in our preliminary games on Friday. It was 1-1. It was 2-2 at halftime. Newport Amaro. Then Amaro actually took over, and they led in the third four-chucker and the fifth by a goal, 4-3, and then 5-4. And then it went back and forth, and right at the end, Scott Sabaro scored a goal with about 8 seconds on the clock to tie the game. It was very thrilling. It was a lot of fun to watch. And then he went into OT, and Santos Bellini, Tato, he got the winning goal. So they went in 8-7. And so a little different there because 7 goals in 6 chuckers on Friday, but now Amaro just scored 7 goals already in the first half. So but as I said, Field 3, it is playing like a pool table. So when the team gets scoring, watch out because they can pick up a lot of goals. Okay, here we go. After the Kersey change of possession, we're going to go ahead and give that up to Audi Black, and it's going to be Erskine and Sugar. Down the center, Tamacho. Little drag. Good hook by Joseph. Taken out by Scott. Will that stay on the field? I believe it will. Uh-oh. You might get called on the turn here. Yes, sir. So keep an eye on this play right here. Scott Sabaro is going to come from right to left. The ball's going across the field. Watch this ball going across the field. Keep an eye on number 1. Okay, still going across the field. He's going to turn to the right. And the black number 3 is going to ride down the right of way. And on that play, just on the opposing, if you want to try to get that done, you want to try to at least turn the ball first. So go to the ball straight, flip the ball to the right, and then you look and see if somebody's coming. If somebody is, just wait for them to either ride through or turn and try to make a play on the ball. But if you turn your horse first and then you go to turn the ball, you're always going to get caught on that one. So just adjust there. Scott will clean that up a little bit, but you're going to get an open goal penalty out of here. So possession that is going to be very important on the 60-yard shot. And well done, Tamacho. So they needed a goal there, and Tamacho Pieta is not having any problem. And back to the center we'll go. We're going to switch it up a little bit now. Now Gaston Dorniak in the blue and white will be bowling in from the east to the west. The headline there is on the west side of the field. And look at this. Out of the bowl-in, Tamacho looking for 2 in a row. Yes. Very well done. And you never know. You got to watch out. That's how quickly it can happen. Here's going to be a great view right here. Look at this shot. Perfectly hit. Great follow-through. Love the chestnut pony here. Santorita breeding operation. Tamacho coming in from Argentina. As I said, he played the summer season in Aspen and then went home, got everything organized there with his horses and family, and then made it back here for our fall season. And we'll continue in to November. On the move. Picked up here, maybe 3 in a row for Audi Black. That will change. And look at this, Cobra. Oh, he leaves it behind. Turned around by Sabaro. Scott, ball control, well done. Uses it. Oh, he might need to be careful there. See what they decide to do. I think he needs to go back to the offside. Scott Sabaro. So this is like 2 plays back. But if you watch the number 1, 4, right here, watch Scott. He turns it. Now watch how he goes to the near side here. There he's got to go to the offside. And the reason why is there's no right of way on the near side, the left side of the pony. So if you have it on the near side and a player comes to make a defending play, either to bump you or hook you or meet you, you got to give him an opportunity. And right there, Scott kind of kept it on his near side. And it doesn't matter. The opposing player, Tamacho Piedras, can come in at 90 degrees. He does not have to be 100% on the line. It's one of the only plays in polo where you don't need to be 100% on the right of way or on the line, directly on the line. You can come in at an angle, but the player who has the ball on the left side must switch over. Good call by the Mount official there for the 5A. Back and forth. And I think that's going to end the chucker. So right there, quick chucker going through. So back and forth, but a better chucker. And Audi has got their flow going. So let's see what happens. We'll get ready for the 5th chucker. Okay, 5th checker action. 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. Welcome to CTV Sports, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Halloween weekend. I know this a lot of people really enjoy this is the beginning of the holiday season, so it's a lot of fun. And, of course, fall polo, and that's why we love him, fall polo. A lot of clubs don't play polo in the fall. I mean, the Argentine Open's going on, so good luck to all the teams down in Argentina. They're getting ready for Palermo now, so and it looks like La Natividad and La Fina polo team doing very well. So see if anybody can get an edge on them. Could be a little tough. I saw some replays there. Pedro caught me out, so I think we carried the ball down the field like 17 times out of the air. Very, very, very skilled player. They're a great team, so, and a lot of family members. So good luck to all the teams, though. They have some very strong teams. Here we go, though. It's all about the Pedro Morrison Memorial at the Grand Champions Polo Club, and right now, Audi, they had actually a very good chukker, 2 unanswered goals in the fourth, and it's still 7-3. But you got to be positive there. Some Amaro team fouled a few times, and they got to watch out for that. They gave some penalty shots up. Tamacho was successful from the penalty line. And remember, they had a little issue at the beginning. They missed a couple short ones. So if you do the math here, it's really 7-5. And mucho polo. We have a lot of time left. Here we go. Campson. Chris. Shout out to his wife, Allie. They were saying, they were laughing there, said about their son a motorcycle. So Chris was saying they'll be perfect for his nerves. Yeah, I know they love those bikes. Here we go, back and forth, picked up here now and taken as Sugar Erskine's going to take it and find Enrique Bueno. Enrique takes it out of the air, leaves it now for Mark Gansey, and very well done here is everybody using the one touch for Audi Black, and Enrique, that ball. And I think it went off the field before. We'll make sure of that. And, yeah. So Campson's going to go ahead and, I think. Okay, courtesy change. So, quick courtesy change there. As they broke out of the pack. It said Gaston Dorniak. Mounted up there on a beautiful gray pony. I believe that's Scar. That umpire pony there. And good shot here. Joseph there in the red helmet. Maroon helmet, maroon and black. Tamacho Piedras in the gray. Number 1, Sugar Erskine in the camo. Number 2, and Mark Gansey, Cobra in the black helmet there. Very strong, beautiful looking horse there. So that's Santa Rita breeding operation again. Wow, man. They have it's really nice horses. And it's very, very strong. I was talking about it yesterday in this summer. Wow, it was just a lot of fun to watch. A lot of the best playing ponies. It was more Tamacho Piedras. Was riding one of those, talking about one named Vodka, which is a lot of phenom come through their bloodline, to our bloodline, to the Santa Rita bloodline. And then, of course, the Mochitos bloodline mixed up. Santa Rita using a number of the bloodlines to create their bloodline, take it on our level. Very, very, very interesting stuff. And they did a fantastic job. Horses are looking amazing. So congratulations to all the breeding operations, as it has changed the game, the world of polo, for the better. And it has put the polo horse in a league of its own. On the turn, after the courtesy change, Sugar stolen away. And I like the non-call there. Too much time between number 3 in the black and number 3 in the white, or the gray. Turn around now at Crowder. Jason looking for someone down the center here. Looks like the Amaro team kind of getting a little more controlled after that Ford chucker. They don't want to make any more mistakes. This Audi team will come back on you. Here we go. Outlet pass. Looking for Scott. Sabaro on the gray. Enrique. Bueno. Pushes them wide. Nice play. By Camacho. Comes off the pony. And they're going to get Enrique going forward. Enrique tries to get out of the hook of Scott. Backed up by Joseph Schwartz. Good read by MG as he takes it forward. Now, down the center. And taken out nicely by Joseph Schwartz. Check the shoulder. Leaves it now for Campson. Set play here. KK is going to try to launch one, but he's got Jason there. And Jason has done a good job filling those gaps for the, bad luck there. I wasn't sure if he got rubbed when he ran by, but it looked like a clean play by Audi. So just a little miss hit there. You see Chris kind of upset with himself. And, opportunity from center. It's going to be picked up here by the Cobra. One tap shot down the center. Picked up by Campson. He'll make the turn. Take a light breeze out there today. I noticed the flags kind of blowing towards the north, but not anything too drastic. So that should be not affecting the players too much. Backed up cleanly again by Sugar. But both teams not getting really anything going here. Neutral polo is not a bad place for the Amaro team to be at here in the fifth after losing the fourth. So their cautious play is working out. Good try there by Enrique. Loose ball play. Sugar tries to get by Campson. Not that easy. Now they come together. A little bit of a sword fight going on here. And I want to say somebody was wrong somewhere, I would think. As the Cobra rides up and gives Chris a little tap. I think it's going to go against the Audi team. They were spinning around there, and it looked to me like Erskine had to give one more play when he made the turn, when he went to steal it. They looked uneven there. They definitely were dancing, but they were stepping on each other's feet. So they're going to go ahead and use the courtesy change here. Sorry, man, I went through it so quickly. I apologize. That's going to send us into, so this is going to work out. Well done by Amaro. Playing a neutral chucker, they'll hold their 4-goal lead, but can they hold on for this sixth and final chucker? Stay with us. We'll be right back. And so penalty at the end of the chukker. That's why they stopped that right there. It was within the final 30 seconds. So that'll give possession back to the Amaro team. Reaching was the call. So you know that dance I was talking about at the end of the chukker? They were dancing around. Remember when the line change, a quick line change, we talk about that a lot, being the toughest probably for the players and the umpires, just because it does not need to move only far enough that the players actually see it move or the umpire sees it moves. There's not like a designated distance. And right there, they were kind of spinning around. There was a quick line change. Sugar got caught on the reaching call. Penalty 5B from the center. Campson going for the long ball. And Audi's going to back it out of there. And here comes Enrique. Come on, Ricky. Oh, I like the black pony. Oh, he's going to get Sugar. So Audi, if they can get one here early. Oh, no, Sugar's going to just a rare miss there. But if they can get it within 2 or 3 here, I mean, this is before the end, before the Kersey change, that'd be looking good. But oh, no, it's going to be Joseph. Little mishit. Turn around nicely by Camacho. Piedez. Play here, but a little bit lofted. Going to stay on the field, though, so Sugar will regroup. Should have somebody going forward here. There's the outlet pass, and there's the Cobra. Can he get the finish? And he does nicely. Good power pole play here, as that was the 1-2-3 combination from right here. Goes from Tomato Piedra to Sugar. Sugar hits to the far post. That lines up Cobra for the next shot, and nice easy swing. And that will put them in a nice spot here. If they need to try to get one more, though, before the Kersey change, and then because this Amaro team, everybody should be switching up on the top horses for that final 2.5, 3 minutes. Here we go. On the backside. Nice pickup by Sugar. Now Enrique. Ricky getting a lot of touches today. Comes across. Loose ball play. KK. Campson overrides. And, another broken play. And Joseph Schwartz did not waste any time to drop his shoulders and just jump on that. Now Scott Sabaro, he's going to go ahead and get in there and push the Cobra. Stolen away by Joseph. And, look at this. Bad luck there for Audi Black. Is that ball, like the thought process, here's the initial play. Ball comes down to center. Now, Mark establishes himself right here. And then I thought the tail shot here wasn't bad. No, just a little bit too short, yeah. So a little, not the exact shot he was looking for, but the thought process was there. Good read by Joseph to pick that ball up. Good composure. And more importantly, to put him up, double up. So back and forth. It's that little bay pony that Gansey plays that I love the way this little horse scampers down the field. Taken out by Campson. Wow. Good job, KK. Chris. And this should work them down to the Kersey changer if they can keep it going. But still, you might get an opportunity to score here. Tomato Piedez. And we'll see if they're going to give the Kersey change here now. So, not a bad spot to be in. They went ahead and blew that dead on the possession. So, right around the Kersey change time. So, when we return with everybody for the final 3 minutes and 11 seconds, there will be a possession fair play for the Audi Black team. So they need to get a goal. because they're on the other side here. Remember, I always say that goal a minute. They can get one here. They get one quickly. I just don't see the Amaro team fouling that much today. They've been actually the whole tournament's been clean. There has been some plays. Like I said, I think today, once again, if you do the math here, I had 2 more goals. Just a little bad luck for Audi earlier from the line. And but they will get the possession here. Looks like we had half of our players were using the courtesy change. Remember, we always talk about the polo school is in session, so if you are interested in learning to play polo, just go ahead and go to gcpolo.com and look for the director of operations for the polo school, Juan Bellini. And also you can ask Juan about Polo on Demand. And here we go, as it's going to be number 3 for Audi and on fresh legs. Good neutral play there by Campson. Back to Gansey. Not the shot he wanted. Cleaned up nicely by Crowder. Control play by Camacho Perez. Camacho from about 60. This ball's got eyes. Doesn't have the legs. And everybody right there. And Sugar's going to go ahead and get the final goal, but they got to keep going here. You want to keep the pace up. Don't get so content with this. They need to keep rolling here. Because, like I said, that clock is working in favor right now, and they know it. Amaro, that one chucker, they did a good job coming back in the 5th to get a neutral chucker. I like the way that Audi came out of the tent for halftime. Very good job to get it going again. Out the backside. Picked up here, going forward. Joseph trying to move forward. Crowder. Turned around nicely by Sugar. Stone wave by Campson. KK, who hits the ball so deep from a standstill. Going to find Sabaro. This is the 1-2 combination. Nicely put. Ball to the center. Well done, Scott. And even though that ball's going to go wide, he's going to take a good 34 seconds. You're probably going to see a quick knock in here by Camacho Perez. Yeah, Camacho's going to go for it quickly. And this is where Amaro does not want to foul. Keep it on the field if possible. Make them earn it. Joseph, good ball control. Well done. Joseph Schwartz playing very well today. He's got Scott going forward, Sabaro. Ball go out of bounds, but once again, the clock goes tick, tick, tick. So this is not going to hurt them as we click down under a minute. And on the move, and Camacho's going to open it up. As you can see, look at Joseph still going for it. Be careful there, Joseph. You don't want to get a uneven write-off right there at the end, and that could throw you into a 1, and then that would have been a goal in the center, and then you're 8-6 with possession. Woo. But he pulled out of it just in time. That is still going to be a goal, and I think that's going to go ahead, though, and click it down. Yeah, that's going to end it. So congratulations to Amaro Poe, Scott Samaro, Jason Crowder, Joseph Schwartz, and Chris Campson doing a good job mixing it up today, guys, and scored all their goals in the in the first half, but it was enough to hold on. And I want to thank Audi Black, of course. Camacho Perez, welcome back. Just coming back from Argentina. Sugar Erskine, Mark Ganzi, and Enrique Bueno. I want to thank our mounted official Gaston Dorniak, and of course everyone here. I'm Dale Schwetz. We're getting prepared for our final of the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. I'm Dale Schwetz. I speak for everyone here at CTV Sports. I say thank you for making us the leaders in polo broadcasting. And always remember, here at CTV Sports, we love the polo. Good afternoon and welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz and we are live from the Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 4 for the finals of the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. And this is going to be a perfect setup. We had great games on Friday. We just had the consolation final. Congratulations to Amaro Polo beating Audi, kind of controlling Audi today. It was interesting. They scored 7 goals in the first half, Amaro, and then they ended up 7-4. They actually held on to that 7, and then Audi scored 1 in the first. Chucker scored 3 more at the end, and it looked like they were on a roll coming back, but Amaro just had a good lead, and they handled it correctly. Now, all these teams, they went at it on Friday. We had Newport up against Amaro, and Newport pulled out. They went ahead and, the Audi went up against Sebi Newport went up against Amaro, and it went to an overtime. Santos Bellini scoring the winning goal in overtime to make it 8-7. And Audi went up against Sebi Line, and Sebi Line's going to be in the hot pink jerseys today. And then we're going to have there's Grand Gansey right there, Double G. And then Newport. So a little change in the lineup today. Gene Goldstein, he is the captain of the Newport team. He will be replaced today by Sebastian Mendelbaum. So for our Newport team that will be in the blue and white jerseys, we're going to have Sebastian Stevie Mendelbaum. He'll play the number 1. Then we're going to have Santos Bellini will play the 2. Alejandro Naviz Estrada will play the 3, and Juan Bellini will play the number 4. That's your Newport team. In the hot pink jerseys will be our Sebi Line team, and that team will line up with Lorenzo Ramirez playing the number 1. Grant Gansey right here. No G will play the number 2. Actually, he's going to wear the 3 today, so we're going to go ahead and put the 2 on Leo. They did mix that up, so they're a little different than what they had on Friday. So maybe they have Nick with the 4. We'll see. But the same players, so we'll get the numbers lined out for you. Very easy to follow Grant, as he is wearing the number 3 today. Yeah, it looks like Nick. No, it looks like Nick. Yeah. Yeah, Nick's going to go ahead and, believe it or not, wear the 2 today. Okay, so they're going to mix that up. All right, little change. So Nick will wear the 2. He's in the black helmet. Leo is also in the black helmet. He's going to wear the number 4. And he's going to be going up against the sun all day. So that should be a pretty mix-up. So let's go through it. 7 line in the hot pink jerseys with Lorenzo Ramirez. Playing number 1, his mother, Lisa Ramirez, is our head manager, barn manager for the Grand Champions Polo Club, Santa Rita Breeding Operation, Santa Rita Polo Farm, and the Astor Valley Polo Club. He's been playing very well, Lorenzo. He played all summer, and he'll do a good job. He's on a A-rated handicap. And then you're going to put Nick at the number 2. We're wearing number 2 today. Grant in the pink helmet will wear number 3. And then Leo Minnebaum will wear the number 4. And keep an eye on them. They do a full rotation. Lorenzo will kind of stay in the front. He'll come back and forth on defense, but then you get a 3-man rotation behind him with Grant, Nick, and Leo. Newport. As I said, Gene is going to be replaced today by Sebastian Mendelbaum, who's been playing well. He'll play the 1. Santos Bellini played very well on Friday. Santos scoring the winning goal in overtime, and he had 3 goals on the field, so 4 on the day. And then you have Alejandro Navidad back in from Argentina, who's coming off a stellar summer at the Astor Valley Polo Club. And then we have Juan Bellini, who was very strong on Friday, too, holding the back door down like he does, and then actually scoring some goals when they run through. So fun watching the 2 Bellinis play together, father-son. Santos being the younger son, and then Alejandro they know each other very well, and they kind of play the same similar design. Both teams are set up that way. Gaston Dorniak will be our mounted official. Once again, big shout out to all of Pedro Morrison's friends and family that are here. I know there's a lot of them out at the field out there. I want to thank Arvo Kajista for bringing the memorial trophy. And here's the first goal of the day, set up perfectly by Alejandro Navidad, and they'll take the 1-goal lead. I'm looking at this to be a very high-scoring game, I think. They both have very good defense, but I think they're both offensive-minded. That's why they pulled through on Friday, and they've earned their position here. 6 chuckers of polo. We will be using the courtesy change when needed. 1 umpire on the field. We have 3 professional umpire, players, producers in the stadium, in the studio for the replay if we need to use it. And the equalizer is going to get picked up very quickly. Nick on the release. And Leo bounced off a pony, and well done, Lorenzo. This is a perfect way for Lorenzo to start out getting, because he did not see a lot of balls on Friday. He played a lot of defense, made some nice runs, did not foul, did his job, but to come out now and pick up a loose ball play and snap 1 goal, that is great for the young polo star. Here we go. Nick. Roldan, going to go ahead and shoot one from about 80. Comes off the pony. Picked up here, controlled by Bellini. Juan drags it to the goal one way. Alejandro puts himself in position. And now Alejandro will work the right side of the field. Nobody home, so it's going to be Leo. And he'll turn this one up. Mendelbaum. Great game on Friday. He's actually been having a very strong season. That ball's going to roll out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 3:17 on the clock. So we'll stop it and adjust that one as that ball rolled out of bounds, and they're going to go to the courtesy change. So we'll get all that organized. And the Grant and Nick have been playing very well together. After many years, I talked about them, the amount of tournaments they've actually played on many different surfaces, from snow, sand, dirt in the arenas to the grass, and everything in between. And they just do a great job working with each other. I know they're wearing the 3 and the 2, but I think you're probably going to see a rotation there. And then Leo has done, I guess he's one of those, I'm looking for a name, an adjective used for him to explain his style, and I would say utility player. He's the type of player who he's going to bring everything you need, no matter what position he's in. If he's in the 1, he's going to bring that offensive attack. If he's in the back, he's going to be a defensive wall. If he's at the number 2, he's going to be the hustler in the middle, working really hard. And if he's going to be the 3, he's going to hit the long ball. And if he's got to hit penalties, he will. He's mounted well. He is going to go up against his son today. And so that should be interesting, because Sebastian's been playing very well, Sebi. And we'll see how they kind of go against each other. And that's how they're lined up. But we'll see how when they get the rotation going, what happens there. Once again, thank you for joining us. If you were friends of Pedro, or you have any great stories, please get on the Facebook conversation and let us know what you think. I myself had the opportunity to captain many of Pedro's teams back in the day with the Simpatico team. So this is a very special tournament for me and everyone here at CTV Sports, and of course Grand Champions Polo Club, Aspen Valley Polo Club. All right, on the courtesy change, and wow, these guys are not messing around. At least they're shooting that goal quickly. That one's going to go just wide, and Nick Rodan will take over. So Nick wearing the 2, but kind of rotating around, still using Grant in front. I figured that would happen. But they will. There's no problem. When Nick wants to go forward, Grant will cover. Backed up cleanly by Estrada. Alejandro. Turned nicely and take it forward, and here comes Nick. And that's when you're going to see that rotation by Grant. As you see, anytime Nick's going to run through, Grant's going to fall into the rumble seat, give Nick the support system that he needs. And so Nick does not have to worry about a mishit or a hook or a quick broken play, because Grant and Leo will be there covering. On the knock-in, first one of the day, Juan Bellini. Outlet pass, looking for Alejandro. That's going to be his main connection all day long. Backed up again. Juan getting a little help here as Santos, his son, does a rotation. Kind of just resets, so then Alejandro will jump in there. Trying to get a piece of it. Sebastian gets his first neutral play with his dad. Or actually, when he was going head-to-head there with Lorenzo. Bellini. And yeah, it looked like I don't know what they were thinking. It looked like they thought maybe they were getting a foul there, but looked clean to me. And so they're going to continue play here. 45 seconds left here in this first chukker of play, 1-1. As they turn the corner, you can see the clock right there. And picked up here by Estrada. Now, when Alejandro did drop his head on Friday and go forward, the team did raise their level. So we'll see if Alejandro decides to use that today. Here's on the turn. Picked up here by Santos. Bellini's ball. And he's going to get one. Right at the end there. We'll check on that on the replay just to make sure. But that ball looked like on the one-timer Santos. What a shot here by Bellini. Well done, Santos Bellini. Well, that's what I'm saying. Get ready. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. We got everybody going. We got a lot of Pedro's friends out there. As I said, I just got to talk to Arvo, one of his ride and die boys from way back. We're very good friends. He said he's representing some of the families there, too. So once again, thank you for joining us here for the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. Welcome back to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz, and we are live from the Grand Champions Polo Club. Field number 4 for continuing action, the actual final. We had our consolation final earlier today, and this is what it's all about. Who will take home the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial? Pedro, he was an avid polo player, Simpatico Polo Team and Simpatico Farm, which was right down the road here from the Grand Champions Polo Club off of South Shore Boulevard. And, wow, on a quick move here, they come out, and Grant Gansey's going to get the equalizer early on the broken play, and well, you know what happens right there. You got Juan Bellini coming over from left to right, and Grant just kind of relaxing. I got to interview Grant yesterday, just kind of on the phone. We talked a little about the game. Felt very, very confident, very comfortable, and was having a lot of fun. And when your team is having fun and working well together, usually that's a great combination. So we'll see if they can continue that, because this is a very strong Newport team. On the move, picked up here and controlled by Estrada. Alejandro. Down the center, backed up by Leo Mendelbaum. Nick's going to have room to work here. And that play, that is a big hook, because if Nick gets through there, he's off the races. Good turn here by Sebastian Stebby. Mendelbaum moving it, and now turned around and controlled by Grant Gansey. Grant. This is where Leo gets the rotation going. As you can see, number 4 there in the hot pink with the black helmet, getting in the middle of the game. That's putting Nick Roldan to the back of the game. But then you'll see it go the other way, and there you go. Now they got Nick going forward with Lorenzo. Lorenzo says, no, Nick, you take it. Why not? Good job, Lorenzo. He'll give it up to Roldan. So that's where you're going to see that full turn and burn 4-player rotation, and Nick working it in. And, good D by the man on the gray pony right there. Juan Bellini pushing Nick wide. Now, vice versa, Juan has played a lot with and against both of them, so he knows them pretty well too. So it's going to be interesting who gets the edge here today. Wind blowing from the east, as you can see the flags there. This field does run east and west. It's going to bring us down to about 335. We'll see if they continue or go with the courtesy change on the change of possession. They're going to go ahead and keep it going. It's going to be Roldan from center here. 150 going in. Met in there by Leo. And I like to see Leo, if he'll match up, like he'll match up to Alejandro, which that is huge. If he could actually get that job done, then it's going to be a mismatch. Somebody else, somewhere else on the field, and that'll work for the Sebby line team. Grant Gansey on the move in the pink helmet. Backed up cleanly by Bellini. Off the pony, everybody turning. Good steal here by Roldan. Nick going to get inside, has control, has players in behind him. Leo working with the man. Nick gets by 1, 2, and Roldan will get his first of the day. And a good job here. Watch how they line out. Watch. Here comes Nick. And Gansey's going to send Mendelbaum forward. And then that way, that puts Grant at the number 3 position. So great job right now by both teams on the rotation. That'll take us to our courtesy change. Going to stop the clock with 2:11 on the clock. Pedro loved to play the number 1 position. He enjoyed playing in the back at times, but he was a number 1. Loved to play in the front of the game. Loved to pull the team. I still going through. I've talked a lot about it. Melissa Gansey, she was quoted that he had an infatuated laugh, and it was one of these laughs that you knew exactly who it was, and he loved to smoke Cuban cigars, so he would sit on the sideline and he'd watch and he just was a lot of positive energy. He loved the horses, loved to spend a lot of time with the horses, as do most of the sponsors and players that play polo. There's a good shot here of Grant Gansey and his main trainer, Roki, his pit crew. He had a great team of horses and workers that were trainers and that ran a simpatico farm. For many years when I was with Pedro, the simpatico farm, which was I'm going to say it was, God, it had to be at least maybe 80 acres at least. Might have been a little bigger than that. Had like a number of barns, 5 or 6 different barns. Had a hunter jumper area where they leased to sit hunters and jumpers, hunter and dressage riders. Then they had 2 polo fields and a number of barns that were connected onto that. And at the time when I was there, I had actually spent time with different teams. There's Cellular One with Adam Lindeman way back in the day, and then also Outback with Tim Gannon and Dolph Cambiaso, Lola Casanola, and them. They actually, when John Gobin played with them, they leased that, and we kept our horses there. So we always had the opportunity to be around a pretty good group of people, and we had some fun games there playing. On the move here, we got everybody back after the courtesy change. And it looks like Juan Bellini's going to go ahead and do the honors here. Each team, not a bad start, 3-2. Both teams with a few misses. But as I said, shooting that goal, very offensive-minded teams. Picked up here by control by Leo. He's going to work it over to the corner. Good control. And it's going to be Alejandro to break up the party and take it forward here as Estrada. Bad luck there for, looks like, Santos, and now turned around and controlled by Nick. Rodan. Shot on goal. All the Bellinis come together. Santos will leave it for Juan. Now, Grant, no play. He's got to pull out. Good play there by Ganzi to pull out of there. Alejandro, well done on the rotation to establish himself. Now they come together. Grant and Alejandro come together. Alejandro will win this little battle. Estrada down the center. Time clicking down here. Bellini on the buzzer beater. This one's got eyes. Doesn't have the legs. Lorenzo, Nick, and Leo with the open back shot to save the day. And now it's going to be controlled by Estrada, and that'll end the chucker. So we are in for an action-packed final of the Pedro Morrison Memorial 2025. We'll go to a little break, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to CTV Sports and our third chucker of the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. Thank you for joining us for the Memorial. And once again, as I said, if you have any fun comments or special, I talk about it a lot. I said, the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil poses. Most time you see it with the monkeys, but nowadays they have it all kinds of different. Pedro was a big believer in that, and he actually had an enormous amount of collectibles. And I was talking about the other day on Friday, from life size of the monkeys to the chimpanzees, I should say, and then all kinds of different Buddhas, but of that philosophy. And he was fascinated with that. So it just always reminded me every time I have a few gifts from him that he gave me, and those were the gifts. So it always reminds me of him. I want to welcome some of his friends too as they start to arrive at the club. Here we go. Third chucker action, 3-2, very close-knit game. This should be one all the way down to the end. And yeah, man, this is what you want. Everybody scoring goals early. Great shooting here by Lorenzo Ramirez, scoring the first goal of the game. And now look at Sebastian Mendelbaum, who is filling in for Gene Goldstein today, is going to put one away quickly, and that'll do a lot for his confidence. being a young polo star. And back to the center. For any new viewers, as you can see, we are switching directions after every goal scored. Picked up here and controlled by Bellini. Round and round we go. 3-3. Leads the first Strata. Alejandro from a standstill. Going to lay it down in there. Good defense here by Grant Kansi as he pushes his player wide, takes control of the ball. Leo's going to come in there and, oh, man, that would have been fantastic. Being that Leo makes a neutral play there and leaves that for Grant, he takes out two of the highest-rated players on the Newport team, but Estrada, very tough, takes control. Picked up here, and it will be Santos, the man who scored the winning goal in OT, and oh, that ball's going to go out of bounds right there, so we will get a change of possession. They are going short, so they'll drop that ball right there, and Nick will do the honors here for the Sebi Lion team as they are about 250 yards from goal where Nick starts that one off. On the move, Lorenzo on the little pony. Nice pick up here by Lorenzo. Now leaves it for Grant. Ooh. Grant's going to get through there on there, and it almost looked like a 1-2, but they're going to let that play. And I think they're going to let it play because Grant actually made it through, but I don't think that Alejandro has the ability to meet there when they make that turn. He didn't make any contact on the ball, and Grant did score. But watch right here. Right there would be a 1-2. But he makes it through, and so I like the advantage play here by the umpire. Give him the opportunity to score. If he doesn't score, then you can blow the 1-2, and I'm sure they're talking about that. But that's just higher level umpiring. Great job because, sometimes, you could get the penalty 2 called, and then the angle there was bad. So it's not going to be an easy angle. So they probably would take it back to the 30-yard line. And now, well, we saw Audi miss 2 30-yard shots today. It's not a gimme. It can be a little difficult, especially when you got the adrenaline going and the energy. Sometimes it's better to let you see Grant talking about it. But that was definitely noticed by the Mount official. He has a choice to let that play, as I said, play the advantage, and then if the player misses the ball or gets hooked by another player, when Grant only had 2 more touches, then he can blow the whistle then and give the foul. So I'm a big fan of playing the advantage as a player and as an umpire and a coach and an analyst. I just think because sometimes a player might foul on purpose just to put you on the line, and if you miss, then he gets the ball back. So you don't want to give a player that fouls the opportunity to have the better play. So well done. Good job there by Grant, too, on the finish. On the move, this ball is going to go off the field. Wow, everybody hitting the ball very deep. And that's going to open this game up to a running and gunning game with those long drives by both teams. Grant's got 2 goals on the day. And Juan Bellini will set up. Juan has one big, larger, very, very strong chest on. He broke loose yesterday, had a great goal, coast to coast. And but I think there's a bald face on it. This one here's solid. Picked up here by Sebastian. Nice pick up here. He's done very well at picking up these first shots. Now he's going to level out. Oh, that's a pretty approach shot if he can get there. And, well, nice try. But Nick Rodan, is going to get there before everybody. Turn it up. And here comes Sevy Line. On the move. Rotation now by Leo. As he'll try to take it out of the air. Turned by Santos. Stolen away by Grant. Gansey now from about 100. This ball will stay on the field. Ooh, everyone being safe there. Bellini didn't want to foul. That made it a little bit tough for Grant to come back in and without turning in front of Alejandro. Good thievery play here by Nick. And then he got frustrated with himself. Now he got the ball back and going for it again. And I doubt he'll miss now. And that's what usually happens with guys like him. So he had a great thievery play early. And then he missed it. Got a little upset with himself. But then his team did their job. Got it back to him. And he puts his team up by 2 goals. Pedro loved the thrill and the energy. Loved playing polo fast. He loved playing open style polo. And he was the type of player he wins. He was a true team player. Win and lose with your team. That's the way it is. And he was stuck by that and was just an amazing individual to be to play in a team and be as a teammate. Here you go. 33 seconds left here in. Are they going to get it? No, they're not. So that will end our first half. And when we return for the second half, we are going to give a change of possession for the Newport team, which is going to be right around center field. Now, they're down by a couple goals, so they're going to need that possession. This is the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial Final. Welcome back, everybody, to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz, and we are at halftime of the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial Final. Thank you for joining us here on a beautiful Sunday, Halloween weekend. And some beautiful flags right there, as you see, blowing from the east to the west. Juan Bellini Sr. Sitting there. Nice breeze, beautiful weather. What a beautiful weekend we had here in Florida. Just the weather was just perfect, and it's been great for the horses, and a perfect weekend to play the Pedro Morrison 2025. Pedro was a big fan of Halloween also, and just that he loved to have fun and to represent him and to remember him, and at his memorial during this time was just a fitting time. So big shout out again to the family, friends, everybody. And here we go. Sebi line, if you're just joining us, welcome Lorenzo Ramirez playing the number 1. We have Nick Roldan wearing the number 2 today in the black helmet. Grant Ganzi wearing the 3 in the pink helmet. And Leo Menabom wearing the number 4 in the dark helmet. At the moment, 5-3. 1 goal by Lorenzo at the beginning. Very well done. 2 by Grant Ganzi. 1 in the second, 1 in the third. 2 by Nick Roldan, second and third. And seem to be doing what they do very well. And great rotation, great passing, and not fouling. Keeping the Newport team off the line. Newport. Gene Cole's team played on Friday. He's being replaced today by Sebastian Menabom, the son of Leo and Alexa. And then we have Santos Bellini playing the number 2, Alejandro Nuvilla Estrada playing the 3, and Juan Bellini Sr. playing the 4. And at the moment, pretty even. This has been working well, and I like the rotation of having Roldan go forward. He's giving that extra spark. And you see how Grant always allows Nick to go forward when he's ready. And that's why. To get to be one of the top American players and highest rated and not have that. And Grant knows exactly when to rotate with them. And it was the opposite the other day. Grant was doing a lot more running through, and Nick was kind of hanging in the back, facilitating the ball to Leo and to Grant. But with this team they're playing today, it was different than the Audi team. And they got control of Audi early, and they beat them 7-4. So they beat them 9-4. And they played very, very well. They were on fire. So out of the goal mouth here, going to be picked up here. Sebastian Menabom is going to take it forward. Lorenzo tries to get there, and Santos with the little finish. So there's a good play by the 2 young Polo Stars. As Sebastian Menabom starts it off, Lorenzo did his job to take Sebastian out, but then Santos was all by himself, and he gets the finish there. So that'll bring us to our courtesy change here in the second half. Give me a nail biter. They don't want to ease up. This, like you said, on Friday when the Sebi Lion team, there was 2-1 against Audi, seemed close. Then 3-2. Again, you're right on time. And then 4-2 at halftime. Then they started to keep rolling, man. That's where they had a really good second half. It was 5-3, then 8-3. So, they scored 4 goals to Audi's 1 and 2 chuckers, and then just finished the game up. And but Audi did have a few little issues here and there, just some bad luck plays, the ball going out of bounds and missed goals, things like that. And the Sebi Lion team did. So the matchups are good. Matchups are set up very well for this. Pedro would be enjoying it. I know he'd be sitting on the sideline right now, smoking a big cigar, chuckling away. Him and Arvo. I know Arvo. Catagisto is there. And I think Tommy, his nephew, is probably there too. We'll see. We are going to have our trophy presentation. So please, we'll go to a little break after our 6 chucker. We'll get all the players lined up and just get the friends and family members lined up there and just see who they decide they want to do the trophy presentation. And we'll get to see the players up close and personal and spread a little love for Pedro. Here we go, 6-4. Second half of the finals and of the fourth chucker. On the move. Nice little play there by Santos. Bellini. Composure by Gansey. Looking for Roldan. And now I kind of understand what they're doing here. So, and it's working well. I mean, Nick going forward and Grant facilitating the ball to him now. And that is working out very well as Nick is putting the pressure on Estrada. And you need to do that. Back and forth here. Two players come together. And looks like Santos Bellini is going to come from the center of the field. Now we'll see which player is right or wrong here, because it looked like him and Mendelbaum came together there. So somebody is down right away. Let's check this ball out. Ball's going down the center of the field. Line gets changed. And, okay, and Nick kind of gets the back of Santos. So good little player. Santos Bellini gets the ball coming down the side. It passes his boot. That means he's got control. He flips it to the right, and just a little misjudgment there. One of the pink players kind of rubbed the back of him on an uneven ride-off. Penalty 5A from the spot. Picked up here, controlled. Bellini to Estrada. Alejandro. Everybody trying to get him out on it. Woo, that's dangerous, but Nick, no problem. Oh, no. Broken mallet. And Nick is right down there, and that ball's going to go out of bounds. I think it broke it. No, maybe it didn't. Thought he might have broken mallet there, but that ball goes out of bounds. So we do get a change of possession. Now, this is going to be a one-time, one-hit pass. And look at this. This ball's got eyes. Oh, and I think that Nick missed that on purpose. It looked like it was going in there at first, and I think Nick realigned it, and once he got closer and was like, look, this ball's going to go out, so might as well let it go out and regroup, and well done, Roldan. So, one-timer, and we have not seen much of this yet, but now sending Leo forward. Leo, he's going to press up on Juan. Juan's going to leave it for Alejandro. Ali. Good job. Look at that ball went so high. You know, everybody was waiting for it to come down. Poor Sebastian didn't know where it was, and now Roldan on the move. Good job here by Leo, taking the man out. This ball's going to carry just inside or outside the post. Bellini, broken play. Oh. But Juan gets back to his own ball. Now he's got to deal with Roldan. Juan Bellini does a good job. He gets by Roldan. Now Grant. Nice pass to the center. Good read by Leo. That's Roldan, and that's a pretty pass to Leo. But can Leo save it? Yes, he does. But you know what happens 9 times out of 10 when you hit that ball across the center, it will get taken out. That's going to end the chucker. We'll see exactly where that ball should be placed. But this is going to be a fantastic finish. You don't want to miss it. 2-goal difference. Anybody's match. Pedro Morrison Memorial 2025. All right, everybody, here we go. Now, the flags have seemed to kind of go, they look like they're kind of middling around right in the middle there. They're not blowing either direction, so that's calming out there. That's going to make it pretty even for both teams. Not going to be an advantage running either direction. A little bit earlier. The flags were blowing to the from east to west, and as I said, this field does run east to west, 4 and 5, and so that extra little opportunity you're getting when you're running with the wind behind you. But that ball ended right there. It did not go out. So there was not a knock-in, or it was a bowl-in. So that was a 50-50 ball to start off the fifth chukker here. Still a 2-goal difference. And both teams, like I said, playing pretty well. See, both teams have not really given up that many penalties that have changed the atmosphere. So that has not been much of a problem. Very good job by the Mount official. Thought some non-calls were great, and all the pros very in control of keeping themselves out of trouble when it comes to the foul lines. Here we go, Juan Bellini. Coming in, Bellini shot on goal, but that ball's going to go off to the left side. So he's just going to miss that one. Little bit of a miss. And it'll be rolled down to bring it back in. He's going to find Grant Gansey. Wind picking up a little bit again, going back towards the west. Alejandro goes for the steal. They're going to send, this is what they did yesterday in the second half. They got Leo into the offensive side, and now it's going to be Mandelbaum. Well done, Leo. Good job. Nice job on the defense. Looks like Santos, Bellini, and Mandelbaum going at it here. And Santos, he'll turn the corner, leave it for Alejandro now. Both teams tightening up the defense. Back to that ballet where you have two, nobody running around by themselves. Not many breakaways. In this Pedro Morrison Memorial this weekend. They've been very, very strict. On the turn, Juan. He'll get some help from Alejandro. Grant's going to go ahead and stay home with Alejandro. They'll send Bellini forward. Estrada looking to go down the center. Backed up, well, hammered by Roldan, but a good read by Estrada. And Alejandro, very, very keen when it comes to holding the back door down. So he's going to give that distance, knowing that Roldan could hit an 80, 100, 120-yard back shot, and Gansey and Mendenbaum have enough horsepower to run onto it. So, whistle on the play. That'll stop the clock for, I think, a courtesy change. And we'll probably get a fair play possession here. The Pedro played all types of polo. He enjoyed playing in the low, medium, and high goal. Love the medium goal level. Love the higher medium goal level. Here's the control play here. I think it's really went ahead and just shot downfield. And then, one player right over top would kick it. So you're gonna get a change. You're gonna get a courtesy change here, but you might probably gonna get a foul called against the Newport team on blocking. There's a good shot of the Mendenbaums. Leo, father to the left, Sebastian, his son to the right. A lot of father-sons combination playing here at the Grand Champions Polo Club this fall season. Is you have the Mendenbaums, you have the Ganseys, you have the Bellinis. It looked like when Santos was going to clear out there, his horse kicked the ball, and so they'll move that ball to center. After the courtesy change, it went on a penalty 5B. Away we go. Here we go. Well done, Grant. And what? I don't know if Juan thought he was far enough ahead there, or if he just figured I'm done, because this is a textbook 90-degree cross. I'd actually call a penalty 1 there, but I guess you might call it 2, but you could call a 1 if you wanted. But they'll probably go with the 2 just because it was a little bit further out. The rule does read, if you do foul a player to save a goal in the vicinity of the goal. And the question is what does vicinity mean? And to Adolfo Cambiasso, the vicinity of the goal is probably 100 yards. So, but they'll go with the 2. Grant Gansey from the line, double G. No problem. Well hit. And that's the reason why the number 1 was given, because a play like that where Juan is 90 degrees and he does a blatant foul, he knows that Grant's probably going to score, so why not foul him and put him on the line, and maybe he misses the penalty shot. Hence the penalty 1. So, but no problem. Well done. Good finish. That is a discretionary call to the mounted official, but well finished by Grant Gansey. But we did see couple 2s get missed during this tournament, so you can understand why they put that rule in place. All right, here we go. 3-goal lead. Half a chukker left here in the 5th, and a whole chukker, the 6th. And at the moment, it looks like Seven Lion has a bit of momentum as they get Lorenzo going forward. Lorenzo gets a piece of it. Turned around and controlled by Estrada. Alejandro. That ball is going to get, there you go, Charlie Hustle. Leo Mendenbaum getting in there, stealing it away. Perfect timing. Now, look at this pass by Leo right over to Grant. Grant's going to be able to work this ball down, bring it under 2 minutes. Oh, Lord, look at this shot by Gansey. and a tremendous shot. I think it's just wide. We'll see. Maybe he put it in there, and I believe he did. No, just wide. Okay. Wow, well hit, Grant. But just wide, so they'll go the knock in here for Newport, and it's going to be Estrada and Bellini. Juan having a little difficult with it here. Going to regroup. Now looks for the outlet pass. Well read again by Roldan. Oh, right on the end, right on the line there. Gets around the corner in front of Estrada. Now they leave it for Lorenzo. Picked up by Santos. Moved along a little bit further by Alejandro. And good read again by Leo Mendenbaum as he'll go for the tail shot. Well read here by Santos. They need a goal here. This would be huge if they could get one. Look for the cut shot. Ooh. And just off to the side. And Roldan will watch the clock tick down here. So he will control the ball. Sebi Line with a 2-goal lead. Or a 3-goal lead. I apologize. They're going to go ahead. They're going to have a 3-goal lead here. And they're going to go ahead and control the ball on the final chucker on a knock-in. So you don't want to miss it. Stay with us. Our final chucker, who will take home the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. All right, everybody, here we go. And this is what Pedro loved. He loved those final chuckers. Up by a couple, down by a couple. Which direction are we going with? And always ready to go. And had some great horses, Pedro. And so he, but this is, well, the moment looks like that 3-goal lead, never enough when you're in a game like this with these type of players. So we will we'll see how they get it done here. But like I said, having the 3-goal lead and not just that, but having the control is a big deal right now. So let's see if they capitalize on that. And but this is when you would also think the Newport team is going to go for it. They're in a position where they need to try to get a steal or make something happen quickly. They have the win behind their back, so that's a plus. They've mixed it up well. Everybody's scoring except Juan. And Nick's not going to waste any time. I like this thought. He's just going to hit it down there, kind of put a little pressure on them, see what they do with it. And, he's got a couple goals kind of play with. And look what happens. It hits a player. Leo's going to move it a little bit further. Lorenzo's down there. And he's got it moving. So it worked out well just to put the pressure on him. Now it's Estrada, though, on the gray. Alejandro. You wouldn't be surprised you don't see Alejandro try to take it to the hoop a few times by himself. Loose ball play, Santos. Ooh, I like the Bay Pony. Runs very smooth. Look at the way the horse carried its head. Well done, Santos. And there's a golazo right there. Santos Bellini picking up goal number 3, but more importantly, getting this game underhand. Great approach shot. Gets out in front here. Nothing that Nick could do. And what a horse. Set that the breeding operation right there. I love the way that horse runs. You notice how his head was just nice and level and just kind of pumping nice and easy. Looked like super under control. And well done, Santos, keeping the ball out in front. Good finish. Now, Sebastian, Sebi, on the little bald face. Oh, get it out to Santos. You got him there. Oh, no. Leo, his father, makes the hook on him. That's how important sometimes those first shots are. Sebi he'll learn that as he grows. Try to get that first ball out to Santos. And that way Santos would have been off to the races. Everybody with mallets in the air there looked to me like Nick got out in time into the corner. Deep, deep, deep neck shot coming. Whoo! And Santos will escort that one. That ball didn't go in, did it? I was say, no, man, look like Santos escorted it off the field. And yeah, so they'll line it up here. It will be Alejandro to do the honors. I think he got a timeout here. And I know Juan rode for a foul, but it looked to me like a timing play. Now, it wasn't a cross, but remember the timing. It looked like to me like Nick was already 2 strides out by the time they got there. So you got to remember that just because the player's on the right-of-way doesn't mean that gives them the right-of-way, because if a player can leave the vicinity of the play where there's no danger. It looked to me like Nick was coming out in there pretty hot, as we say. But here you go. Grant Gansey is going to unload one, and that ball's going to go just wide. But once again, that should probably take him down to the Kersey change. We'll see if they use it here with the knock-in coming for Newport. I think they're probably going to. Yeah. So it looks like they're going to use the final Kersey change. And this is going to work in favor of everybody. Nice little group out there for the Pedro Morrison Memorial. And here we go. Got the top horses coming out now. Old reliable, you could say. And it looks like this, Heavy Lion, everybody except, I think everybody changing. And everybody on the Newport team, let's see, we'll make sure. There's Grant. Yeah, everybody on Sebi Line went ahead and changed. I think Juan Bellini stayed on his. And I think 3 out of the 4 players for the Newport team, I think Sebastian stayed on. And like I said, remember, it's not mandatory. It is a choice. So if you like your horse you're on, or you're on one of your top horses, you might want to stay on the horse. I know Wombley stayed on. Maybe Sebastian did change. But it should be, everyone should be lit up here. Fresh legs underneath everybody. 3:34 on the clock. 2-goal difference. Mucho tiempo. And possession of the ball. You could ask for anything better if you're Newport. Besides taking this down coast to coast and scoring a goal, and then being down by a goal with over 2 minutes left. So here we go. Outlet pass, going to find Estrada. Down the center of the field. And well done, Santos. But it goes into the corner, so Grant's going to keep him over there. And he tries to make the corner. Little sword fight. Neutral play. And then that was actually Sebastian. I do apologize. It was not Santos. It was Sebastian. Mental bomb on that. Gets caught on the right-of-way violation there. Blocking. So penalty 5A in favor of the hot pink. Big ball to the far side looking for Lorenzo. And this is just being a smart captain here. Well done there by Nick, knowing that Lorenzo, and they did this the other day, is going to be open because they haven't been using him that much, and having the confidence in using him because even though he didn't take the ball all the way down and scored, he took it, hit a couple balls and takes time off the clock. Now they turn, and this is when it's going to start getting a little sketchy for the timing. Down to 2 minutes left, down by 2 goals. And Nick turned around here by Estrada, though. Alejandro, one time, doesn't get the shot he wants, and Roldan will regroup. And Nick, bad luck there. Wow, and you see that horse get around. Nick, and not having much luck with the ball there, now stolen away by Santos Bellini. And then Nick will escort this one off the field 100% because this is when it really starts to help. Got to wait for everybody to get back on the field, and he does not mind waiting at the moment. Now we're going to go 130, and he's just going to launch one. Get it out of my goal mouth area. Good turnaround here, though, by Newport, and they need to get one quickly because, remember, they need to get back to the center for the bowl-in and then score another to go in OT. Back up here, that give and go. This ball might go. Yes, it is. Oh, Lord, look at this. We saw this the other day in our Amaro game. That's how they tied it up. Look at this back shot by Santos Bellini. Are you kidding me? Well done, Tato. That's goal number 4 for him, and that is a spectacular shot. Watch that clock go down. They'll play the 30 seconds out. They need possession here. And it's going to be Estrada. Oh, they got time. Alejandro. Now, down the field, looking for... Oh, he's going to find Bellini. And Juan Bellini is going to get the tying goal as time expires here. They're not going to have time for another bowl-in by the time they get back. What a pretty pass. And, man, he just ran away from Nick and gets the easy finish there. So that's going to be Juan's first goal of the day. But you know what? And, man, they kind of gave it up there. 7-7. Time expired. I think they might continue here in this OT. We'll see. Because everybody's on fresh horses. Yeah, they're going to go and continue. So here we go. Overtime chucker. 7-7. Pedro will be smiling down on us right now. I can hear him right now saying, come on, guys, let's go. And here we go. You got to give momentum to Newport at the moment. And did we get a whistle? Let's see. Oh, blocking right there. Yeah. So you got the number 4 for the Sebi Line team blocking the player. So they'll stop it right there. Remember, we're in the overtime chucker now. This is sudden death overtime. Estrada from 140. Penalty, that's his hit very well. Good read by Roldan. He's going to go for the breakaway play. Nick's got the horsepower. Leo. Give and go. They got a 2 on. Oh, look at this. They got a beautiful setup here. Santos is going to be right in front, and Grant Gansey should. Oh, no. I think it went off the pony. Oh, it's set up perfectly. It was Grant and Leo on the 2-on-1. Santos got ridden off. The ball got kicked to the outside. Grant tried to go for the reverse neck shot. And here we go. So still 7-7. First goal will win it. Nick going to go ahead and keep this one to himself. Now 80 yards out. Can he get by Santos? Yes, he does. Roldan, can he get by Estrada? No, he can't. Everybody trying to seal it away from Alejandro. Ali with a big shot looking for Sebastian. He'll override. Grant with the tail shot. He's going to find Nick. Uh-oh. This might be it. Roldan. Oh, no. Right in front of goal. Now Nick's got to worry about it. Now Nick's got to pull out. Now they're going to blow a whistle here. You get a foul. But, man, the Sebi Lion team has had, 3 opportunities to finish this and has had no luck inside the 60-yard line. Now they will take this out, and I think you're probably going to get a blocking foul here. It looked like Nick, when he tried to reach back for it, unless I didn't see something, Nick was trying to reach back for it. Actually, he was going to goal. It looked like he was going to finish it. And but maybe there was something else that went on, maybe a safety or something. I don't see what happens, because it looks like they're giving it, or are they going to let them chance? I don't know. It looked like they're giving it. Oh, they're going to go to a shootout. So we'll check with our field side correspondent on this, but it looks like to me like they're going to go to a shootout. Yeah. So, based for the safety of the horses, both teams decided to pay a half a chucker, which did not finish. So they're going to go ahead and go to a shootout, which, remember, the last time we did this, it was Grant actually beating out Chris Campson in a shootout right down to the end. So we'll see who they elect to be their shooters. They'll start at I believe they're starting at the 2. Here comes Grant Gansey to do the honors for Sebi Line. No, my boy eyes, but wait, so an opportunity here for Santos Bellini. And remember so what they did was tournament committee called, stayed on same horses, played half a chucker as sudden death, and went back and forth. No goal scored. So, safety of the horses, flipped it to a shootout to take home the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. Pedro actually was very good at the shootouts. He actually practiced a lot. I practiced a lot with him, and but he enjoyed that part. He, depending on different scenarios, here comes Santos Bellini for Newport. And, well, 2 misses. So the boys are feeling the pressure. Pressure out there today. It does happen. Grant Gansey back to reload. Oh, that looked like he's hit nicely. Oh, no! It went off of the post. I believe it went right off the post. We'll have to check the replay here. But it looked to me like it bounced straight back off the post. I do not think it went in. And Santos will reload. Remember, stay around for a short presentation. Santos Bellini. Now, I do believe that went off the post. We'll make sure we get a... Santos. And that one is wide also. So, wow. As sand through the hourglass, so the days of our lives. It does happen sometimes. I've been in shootouts where it's gone a long time, but both players just having some bad luck there. First ones were, poor Grant's was short. Now he'll reload. And, yeah, I figured he's going to be right on it because his first one was just off a little bit, and then he went off the post. And then Santos was short and then wide. So here we go, Santos for the tie. And it looks like that Semi line is going to take home the win. And finally, after a, battle there, well done by our Mount official, Gaston Dorniak. Very good job. Great job with the tournament committee. I love the way they handled that at the end there. It was exciting to watch them try to go back and forth there. I like when they do that for at least a half a chucker, so the horses. And then Grant Gansey, who's now 2 for 2 when it comes to shootouts, and bringing out the win. So well done, Double G, Grant Gansey, and the Semi Lion team. So winners of the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial will go to Semi Lion, and Lorenzo Ramirez, who 1 goal on the day. Grant Gansey doing a good job with 3 goals on the day, counting his goal here at the end. And then Nick Rodan and Leo Mandelbaum, great job. Nick with 3 goals, Leo with 1. And then Newport, I want to thank you. Sebastian Mandelbaum filling in for Gene today. Gene, congratulations on Newport making it to the final. Santos Bellini, Alejandro Luis Estrada, and Juan Bellini. And so we will go ahead and get everyone organized for our trophy presentation. We're going to go to a little break. Thank you for joining us here on CTV Sports. If you'd like to hold on for about 5 to 10 minutes where we get the players off their horses and over to the our trophy presentation stand. And we'll get up close and personal with all the players and, of course, some of the friends and family of Mr. Pedro Morrison. This is the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. Pedro Morrison, our trophy presentation, and I want to thank everybody. Our best playing pony right here is Musashi, who is a Mochitos breed, and she is a beautiful mare here, played by Sebastian Mendelbaum. Congratulations to Alexa right here, his mom, and of course his father Leo. Musashi, beautiful dark bay mare. And I also want to give a lot of thanks to all of our friends in the middle, as we have Tommy Morrison and Brittany Morrison, and the little one there is Charlie Morrison, the baby. And of course, Tommy is the nephew of Pedro, his beautiful wife Brittany, and then our friend and from part of the family here at CTV Sports and Grand Champion Polo, Arvo Catagisto. It's nice to see him. And right now, there's a big hand for Sebastian Mendelbaum, who filled in for Ingold. Right there, Santos Bellini. Great game he had. Alejandro Navija Estrada, great to see him back there with Tommy, Brittany, and Arvo. And then, of course, Juan Bellini. Arvo, I've talked a lot about Arvo today. He was, just one of those ride and die friends of Pedro, this super close friend. I actually knew Arvo a lot. Now playing for the winners of the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial Sebi line with Lorenzo Ramirez with 1 goal in the first chucker. Played very well. Lorenzo, congratulations. Lisa should be very happy. Playing the number 2, and it's going to be Nick Roldan with 3 goals on the day. Nick did a great job back and forth, running, gunning, going all over the place. Playing number 3, Grant Gansey again with with 3 goals on the day. He had 2 from the field and 1 on the penalty line at the end. And then Leo Minimum, no goals on the day, but Leo doing his job. And good shot here with Tommy, Brittany again, little Charlie, and of course Arvo. We always it's great to see him. Now our MVP is going to be Nick Roldan for the 2025 Pedro Morrison Memorial. Nick is a great job. I mean, it was a real tough one for the tournament committee. We're going to go ahead and ask the Newport team to step down. Thank you, Sebastian. Congratulations on Musashi and what a beautiful horse. And of course, Mochitos breed there. That's Mariano Aguirre and their group. So very nice looking little horse. Great job by tournament committee. Sebastian did a great job. And there they are right there. We got all of them lined out. You have Lorenzo, Leo, Grant, Nick, and then, of course, Tommy Morrison, Brittany Morrison, little Charlie Morrison, and Arvo Catagisto. Thank you so much. We'll get one more good shot here. Pedro, you love this. And I want to thank again Tommy, Brittany, and Arvo. They're such a big part, great group, the family energy. There they are right there once again. Lorenzo, Leo, Grant, and Nick. And congratulations to Nick with the MVP. And, of course, what a day, what a weekend here at the Grand Champions Polo Club. Pedro, we love you. The Morrison family, we want to thank them. But Pedro Morrison, you know, our hearts and our love always goes out. I'm Dale Schwetz, and I speak for everyone here at CTV Sports when I say thank you for making us the leaders in polo broadcasting. And always remember here at CTV Sports, like Pedro would say, we love the polo.